I can't hear you. I said, are you ready to rally? Are you ready to throw blind fanatical support around a candidate who will make promises and maybe deliver on a fraction of them? Are you ready to project all your hopes and dreams onto who I will convince you that I am? Are you ready for me to stop talking into this microphone at this volume? Then please give it up for your future public servant, Kristina Wong. I want to be a public servant, campaigning all the time. I want to be a public servant, campaigning all the time. Well, you don't register to vote, you ain't no voter of mine. Well, you said I had your vote, but the margins are so wide. You said I had your vote, but the margins are so wide. Well, you don't register to vote, you ain't no voter of mine. I wanna be a public servant, campaigning all the time. Ooh, I wanna be a public servant, campaigning all the time. Well, you don't register to vote, you ain't no voter of mine. Let's kiss some babies. Oh, what a cute little baby. Oh, there goes the baby. Oops. Oh, you got it. Okay, get the baby. All right, there's another one, baby. Yes. All right. Okay, 2 more. Well, you said I had your vote, but the margins are so wide. You said I had your vote, but the margins are so wide. Well, you don't register to vote, you ain't no voter of mine. Hiya! Hello, everybody! I'm ready. Let's do a high five train. Yes, 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 yes. I'm running. I am running. I'm running. I want to be a public servant, campaigning all the time. I want to be a public servant, campaigning all the time. Well, you don't register to vote, you ain't no voter of mine. Thank you very much. 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 You've been so kind. Thank you very much. 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 Thank you very much, Los Angeles. I would like to begin tonight with a land acknowledgement to the Tongva people, who were the original inhabitants of this land before being displaced by settler colonialism. Thank you so much to the Tongva people for allowing me to be a visitor here on your sacred lands. Friends, my name is Kristina Wong, and some of you may know me as a performance artist. Some of you have no idea who I am because you came here for Sabela or Peter, or because you saw there was a free concert downtown. Some of you are thinking about getting up right now and just as I'm talking and going to the bar at the Omni. But whoever you are, whatever walk of life you come from, tonight you witness my official public declaration to have the runs for public office. While I have not yet filed to run for any office, it is never too early to start campaigning. I may have never grabbed anyone by their genitals without their permission. I may not be able to get us into a war with Canada. I may never endorse a child molester for Senate. I may have never paid off a porn star. In fact, I have never paid for porn, unlike some idiots, Trump, who have no idea how you can get it for free. Pornhub, Xvideo, Xhamster, YouPorn, YouJizz, Xbabe, XXX Hamster, Analyze, Stuffer DP, 88 Gals, Spankwire, SpankBang, WilliamSonoma.com! Excuse me. Where was I? Oh, yes, my campaign. But despite all my shortcomings, I hope I have what it takes tonight to prove to you that I am serious about running for public office. And appropriate to who I once was, I am kicking off my campaign here at Grand Performances. A performance venue, a place where the artistic imagination captivates the spectators and inspires them to take that vision home and into the rest of their lives. Now, I am not the first artist to pursue public office. I come from a long line of artists who found great second runs as public servants. For example, actor and comedian Al Franken became senator of Minnesota and then had to step down because of sexual misconduct. Not a great example. Okay, action hero Arnold Schwarzenegger became governor of California and also baby daddy to his housekeeper's son. Oh, you know who went into politics after being rejected from art school? Hitler. And okay, you know what? We're not going to get bogged down with examples right now. Instead, let me tell you how I caught the political bug. I'm going to paint a picture for you. Imagine, if you will, March 2016, a time before the rapture. Obama, still president. America on an upward path to ceiling-breaking herstory. The candidates are campaigning, and so am I. I team up with Lionsgate Entertainment to pitch a reality television show to True TV. That's right. Kristina Wong, the performance artist, might finally be seen by all of America, or at least Americans with a 300-plus cable channel package. Here's the pitch. Okay, so I'm Kristina Wong. I'm sort of a naive, self-obsessed, but very well-intentioned, if not still likable, social justice crusader with some sort of hilarious strategies for activism. You see, traditional activism like marches or rallies, it just turns people off. I mean, who really goes to those, right? Boring! So in my show, I'll employ unconventional techniques to get apathetic Americans off their couch for social justice, even if it means tricking them. The results are usually way off base, but that's where the hilarity ensues. And that's the pitch that True TV greenlights for a pilot. And if they like what we shoot, they will order it for an entire season. And I tell nobody. One, I don't want to jinx it. Two, the few friends I do tell, they beg me to hire them. And this is my first pilot situation. I don't really have a lot of power. All the writing and directing hires, they have to be signed off on by the network. And right now, the only names that they are vetting are names they consider to be the cream of the comedy crop, the Kim of the Kardashians. All the names that they're letting me pick from are white people. Very nice white people, mind you, but they are all white men and a few token white women. It's not that white men are funnier than any other human being, it's just that they were the first to be hired, and so they were the first to rehire each other, and then those rehires rehired the people hired them. Is sort of like a human centipede, you know? Months go by since True TV's initial green light, and we have yet to turn on a camera and start shooting this pilot. There are so many approvals to get from the network, so many conference calls about my storyline. Is what was once love at first sight becoming True TV getting cold feet? Are they afraid they cannot bring me home to their flyover states? More months go by. The election happens. The glass ceiling still fully intact. That elevator I was riding to post-feminist, post-racial America out of order. And I don't know who I am or what this world is that I used to so comedically subvert, because every weekend is now spent at a women's march, unironically, or a rally protesting a Muslim ban, surrounded by millions of Americans who are grieving a country that has turned its backs on the tired, poor, huddled masses yearning to be free. All around me are Americans for whom activism is a life or death survival. And that show that I pitched back when Obama was president about the wacky, tone-deaf activist with conquering all that political apathy is irrelevant in a world literally crumbling by the tweet. My ironic, self-satirizing 2016 persona now sounds like real-life white supremacists who aren't trying to be funny or ironic. How is it that politicians and artists have changed jobs? They now create the shock and spectacle that has us questioning reality. We now reclaim the quiet space for social change and truth. I'm an Asian American woman in a post-Obama era. I am not allowed to feign ironic naivete anymore. I never was. And that's when they turn on the camera and start shooting my pilot. And I let the executive producer call it "one Wong makes it right." My least favorite Wong pun in the world. But whatever, it makes white people laugh. And right now, the future of my televised existence, my entire existence on Earth, relies on the laughter of invisible white people on the other side of that television screen. So let them shout all the corny Wong puns they want. Let them reduce my last name, my family, my heritage down to a funny sound that will never be quite American enough for them. Ha! Wong! Come on, white people, laugh at me! Two Wongs make it white. You're Wong. Three Wongs make it white. You know, I've lived with this last name my entire life, and I had no idea it rhymed with wrong. What an original and hilarious white person you are. No wonder you were the first to be hired. And ultimately, True TV, the network that once greenlit such shows as World's Dumbest Criminals and Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura, passes on my pilot. And so here I am. I don't have a reality television show. The art I used to make just mocks the people I want to uplift. And so I think to myself, what do you do when you're an out-of-style performance artist and you can't get a second-tier cable network to give you your own reality television show? You run for public office. So no, I have not filed to run for anything yet. Open and free elections are actually quite open and expensive. I'm being surveilled. You hear that? Okay. In California, in order to run for governor, you need 10,000 valid voter signatures. Now, if you do not want to get a sunstroke standing in front of Whole Foods for 2 years, making that happen, you can do what most candidates do, which is pay a filing fee, which is 2% of the first year's elected office salary to run. So for governor, that is $3,479.74. Then you need to pay for a campaign. For the primaries, Gavin Newsom had to raise over $25 million. Fun fact, that could have paid off over 192 porn stars.
Oh, yeah.
Well, some people think this is good because it weeds out all the crazy people from running. But did you see the California primary ballot last week? Did you see that there was a guy running for Senate whose entire Senate platform was that transgender people aren't real, that they are mutilating children, and that they are professional child molesters? I looked up one of his videos on YouTube, USA versus Sodom. It has 219 hits since 2015. This guy is obsessed with pedophiles. He's a pedophile file. Somehow, Sodom-obsessed Senate hopeful found the thousands of dollars to file to run, and yet there are dozens of candidates like him who use their candidate platforms to promote things like pet projects and conspiracy theories or pyramid schemes or nothing at all. They're like obscure performance artists. People might never know their name or even know what they have to say. Are they doing this for themselves? For others? Maybe they're doing this so that their name will be immortalized in a voter booklet sent to every household in Los Angeles California, the United States of America. Maybe they're doing this so that the world will see them as brave. Maybe they are doing this because if they do not speak their truth to the world, they will die. And that is why we make performance art. Run for public office. So, as somebody who is new to politics, who cannot self-finance her own campaign, I risk coming across as a crazy fringe candidate, and I want you all to take me seriously. I may not have the big money to woo big endorsements with fancy dinners, but I bet you I can get some big symbolic endorsements tonight. Now, I have a lot of great friends, many of you are here tonight, who said that they would endorse me. Thank you. You all happen to be on the left, though. I don't know how that happened. What a lot of people doubt that I can attract is the white conservative vote. I don't know where they got that idea from. So right now, I need the whitest guy in the room to endorse me. Is there anybody named Chad here tonight? If your name is Chad, can you come down to endorse me? Is there Chad? Okay. Is there Brad? Or Bradley? Benedict? Todd? If that's your name, you got to come down here. Bryce? Chip? Lance? Tanner? Toby? Tristan? Chase? Austin? Hudson? Harley? Blair? Cameron? Brock? Are you here? Zach? If that's your name, please come down. Ashton, goes to that. Dylan, Hunter, Billy Bob, Cody, Clayton, Seamus. If I've called your name, Brent, can you come down? If I've called, okay, all right. Okay, Michael, Stephen, or John. Is there a Michael, Stephen, or John here? Can you, come on. Wait, what? Wait. If you know if I've called someone's name and they're around you, you have to volunteer them. I can't see. Okay, come down, please come down. What is your name? What is your name, sir? Michael, what a surprise. Michael, thank you for offering to endorse me, Michael. Come here to the podium, Michael. Oh, thank you so much. Here you go. You're going to come to the podium, okay? You're going to stand here. You're going to put this hat on, okay? And you're just going to... And you're just going to read this endorsement that I prepared for you right there.
As a representative of Michaels everywhere, I wholeheartedly endorse Kristina Wong for public office. And I declare as representative of all Michaels that it is with Kristina's leadership that I will renounce white supremacy and demand that all other Michaels do the same when we have our meeting of the Michaels next Wednesday at the Cracker Barrel in Victorville. Kristina Wong for public office.
Thank you, Michael. Michael, everybody. We're going to do an endorsement photo, if you don't mind. Just stay here. Everyone get your cameras out. We're going to just hold that up, honey. Okay, cameras out, everybody. Get your picture. Get the photo. Hashtag Kristina Wong for public office. Yeah. You got it? Everyone got it? Okay, great. All right, thank you. I need my hat back. Thank you. Thank you. Michael, everybody. Michael. So for how many of you is this your first rally? Okay. How many of you had no idea you were coming to a rally today? And how many of you just enjoy sex? I think nervous laughter is always the scariest reaction to that question. Well, for those of you who love sex, you are in luck. Here's a little history lesson for you. In the Victorian era, rallies like this were a place that people came to for sex. It wasn't just politicians looking for mistresses. Nope, it was women who did not yet have the right to vote. They would come to rallies. They would look among the Victorian bros for a future husband who would vote the way she would vote had she had the vote. So can we please give the women's suffrage movement a huge round of applause? And can we acknowledge the women of the black suffrage movement, leaders like Ida B. Wells, Shirley Chisholm, Fannie Lou Hamer, who worked tirelessly to get black women the right to vote, and let's continue to applaud activists who still challenge the literacy tests, the ID tests, the voter intimidation that tried to keep black and brown folks from voting. Unfortunately, there is a downside, though, to voting not being about finding a husband anymore. Low voter turnout. Last week, only 22% of registered voters in California turned out to vote. Was it raining, LA? But as your public servant, I know how to get people back to the polls. We need to put the SEX back into the VOTE. Return to America's Victorian roots. Let us turn this rally right now into old school grinder. All right, everybody. Get up on your feet. Get erect and on your feet. Let that blood just course erect through you. Even the children, that's right. If you're differently abled, you can do this. Yeah. We're going to find some politically aligned uglies to bump tonight. Yeah. Look around. Get lucky. Now, I want you to sit down if you think that college should not be free. So if you love student debt, sit your ass down. Get flashy. Now, sit down if you think that families should be separated at the border through the deport. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, you already met each other. They met each other, gonna hook up. Yay, look, those two are gonna have sex. Vote for me. Okay, what was I saying? So sit down if you think that families should be separated at the border through the deportation of immigrant children. Sit your ass down if you believe in that. Okay. And finally, sit down if you think that school teachers who don't get paid enough should be armed in the classroom because they don't have enough stress to worry about. Sit your ass down if that's it. All right, now look around, everybody. Because not only do you care about the same things I do as your future leader, but standing around you are people who want the ballot box stuffed the same way you do. Hot, hot, hot. Get lucky, like those two who just left right in the middle of me talking. All right, sit down. Sit your hanging chads down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Candidate Wong brings the sexy back into politics. Now, this is not my first run for politics. I have actually been at this since the 8th grade. The year, 1990. The position, president of the science club at Herbert Hoover Middle School in San Francisco. Let me tell you about the science club. It's where nerdy kids who love science go once a week after school. It's where we do things like build models of organs and viruses out of clay and paper. But most importantly, it's where we cap off the year with the annual overnight camping trip in the woods for 2 nights. Now let me tell you how hot and sexy these camping trips get. Eat your heart out, Sweet Valley High. We're out there in the woods with boys, playing blackjack by the light of a kerosene lamp. With boys, doing skits by the campfire. With boys, eating s'mores. With boys, sleeping in tents, separated by gender. With boys, 20 feet away. Sometimes in my sleeping bag on my cot, under the moonlight, I can hear the snoring of sweet, sweet boys from across the campsite. It is practically a gangbang in the woods. So, it is the top of the 8th grade, and as a die-hard member of this club for 2 years, it is time for me to take my rightful position at the top. Nobody has been to as many meetings as I have. Nobody has been as freaky and excited about the yearly annual bacchanal buffet of lust that is this camping trip. I am running unopposed. Victory is within reach. I will lord over this year's middle school hump fest like no leader has ever done before. Yeah! But then, at our election meeting, Jessica Rader, one of the popular girls, comes into the classroom with 18 of her popular Kelly Kapowski friends. They make up almost half the people in this room. None of them have ever been to a science club meeting before. Jessica announces that she will be running against me for president Wait, this is her first meeting, and she thinks she can lead us? Jessica doesn't even know the duties entailed of a science club president. Yeah, it's a bullshit position, but it's a bullshit position I'm way more qualified for than her. She has brought in all her popular friends with their perfectly pumped waterfall bangs to carpet bag this election so that they could take over our end of the year school-sponsored orgy camping trip for themselves. Jessica wants to brag to the entire school how she came in from nowhere to have the biggest victory ever. Jessica's speech is so goddamn confident. In her speech, she says that her GPA is 0.13 higher than mine. Wait, how is that possible? I'm Chinese. In her speech, she uses words like big and great and really, really good over and over again. She says that she can make the end of the year camping trip the biggest, greatest, best overnight party San Francisco's ever seen. I can see some members of the science club being seduced by Jessica's promises. She has the status they want, but I cannot deliver for them. Then it's time to give my speech. It is humiliating that I must even counter this amateur. In my speech, I name off my years of dedication to this club, how much fun I can make the camping trip. I want so badly to call out Jessica and say that if she takes over our club and this trip, it will be like every other space that we have lost on this campus. The middle tables of the cafeteria, the sunny benches of the schoolyard. Jessica does not care about our club. If she does not win, she will not be returning to these meetings with her friends. This is about her trying to have a fast grab for power. But I don't say any of it. I fear the wrath of the popular girls too much. I stick to the script. By one single vote, it is a victory for me! I win! I am the master of the hunk dungeon! Yeah! It's a little bit of a demoralizing win because it means that some members of our club crossed party lines to vote for Jessica. But today is proof that the science club would not be swayed by the fancy promises of political outsiders who cannot deliver. The popular girls may have more power on this campus, but today is proof they are the real minority. We, the people, are the ones with the power because for once, I won the popular vote.
Order up.
Oh, and with your support, I will win the popular vote again. Now, I'm Kristina Wong. I will be your public servant this evening. You are getting menus right now. If you just take one and pass it back. And as you're passing it back to the aisles, I'm going to talk to you about why I have been compelled to serve. Now, in 2015, I was an artist in residence on Skid Row. I was teaching theater workshops at a space called LA Community Action Network. And I sat in, and some members of that community may be here tonight, I sat in on self-organized meetings by members of that community, meetings in which those residents were able to weigh in on the decisions that affected their lives. I witnessed this community grieve over the murder of a man named Africa, who lived on a tent on Skid Row before being gunned down by the LAPD. I met a man named S. Deacon Alexander, 71 years old, a former Black Panther who at one point had run for governor of California under the Green Party ticket. I watched this community discuss how they would enforce a homeless Bill of Rights, a Bill of Rights that would allow them the right to privacy, to sleep, the right to access health care, voting, and employment. I witnessed just a fraction of what this community was ordering up for themselves. And tonight, I want you to look at your menus because this is what I will serve up to you if elected office. Now, I'm going to come and take your order, and you're going to tell me what you want. And if there's something that's not on the menu you want, you shout that out. What are you going to have today, sweetheart?
I want the
The Black Lives Matter platter. Good choice. What are you having over here? Universal basic income fries. Wonderful choice. Over here, what are you having? The Oakland barbecue with a side of clean coal. Yes, I can make that happen. Do you want your Becky extra cooked? Yeah, okay, great, wonderful. I will have that. Over there, what are you having? That quadrant. Shout out, what are you having? Impeach pie. Any others for impeach pie? What, sorry, let me hear you. dick with universal health care. Right. This whole section up here. Shout out, what are your orders? Iceless iced coffee. What else? Gentrified chicken. If I don't hear you, I can't serve it up to you. Inconvenient soup. What is this section over here having? Shout it out. Impeached pie. Impeached pie. Rainbow sherbet. Body kombucha. Millennial empowerments. Spotted dick. Taco truck in every goddamn corner. Everybody, what are you having? Let me hear you. Yep. This is a lot of orders.
Order up.
But I can serve them up for you. That is what I signed on for, right? Now, a lot of folks are asking me, Kristina, are you really running for office, or is this like a performance piece? Are you being meta again? And here's my answer for you. I am an artist. I make things. I believe that with enough hard work, something that was not there before can exist. Sometimes my ideas get greenlit. A lot of the times, they don't. But I keep making. I keep trying. And tonight, I presented you with one more pitch. My intention to have the runs for public office. So yes, the answer, yes, I am running. Yes. I am running for something. I just got to figure out what it is and raise a lot of money and file fees and campaign, but I am running. So when the time comes, voter, I hope you will give me a chance to serve you. Thank you, Los Angeles, and may gods of every denomination bless this United States of America! Thank you very much. 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 Ladies, gentlemen, and non-gender conforming people, candidate Wong is leaving the stage.
Kristina Wong for president. Oh, yeah.